What's up, my fabulous friends? It's time for another round of Ask a Life Coach. What are some of the biggest mistakes people make when first trying polyamorous relationships? Okay. There are many mistakes we make in any relationship. The one that first popped into my head is getting carried away with NRE, or new relationship energy. So you meet somebody new and that relationship seems so exciting. You have that chemical rush. You're all in. Your world feels magical. And as a result, the partner that you've been with longer maybe feels a little bit boring and stale and routine. And you can lose sight of how awesome those longer term relationships are in the midst of that pure euphoric magic. When that happens, you can make poor decisions in terms of prioritization or even in terms of evaluating relationships. Sometimes people become NRE junkies where they just jump from new relationship to new relationship. And so I would say of all the mistakes, that's probably the biggest one, just getting so excited to experience falling in love again that we forget to take the time and effort to really prioritize something awesome that we've been growing for a long time. Also adding, need and attachment to the game, defining your worth or your value by how many partners you have, trying to force and rush these things, wanting more relationships just to have more relationships rather than to have the right relationships. Of course, not knowing how to navigate or manage jealousy. For some of us, maybe we've never really had to experience that, and then polyamory brings that forward and maybe we say or do stupid things. I've seen people lay down really rigorous boundaries and specific boundaries with their partners in terms of what they can and can't do with other partners. And oftentimes that seems like a poor attempt to manage jealousy because you can't legislate jealousy. Of course it's important to know your triggers, but when it's, you can see this person twice a week under these circumstances for this many hours, unless that, in my experience, that doesn't work too well. In my experience, veto power doesn't work too well either when every partner has the ability to veto a new partner. So you're dating somebody new and your current partner is like, no, that's not happening. If you don't trust your partner enough to decide who else they want to partner with, then you're just going to have kind of a disastrous, resentful mess on your hands. So I'm not a big fan of veto power, but of course, to each their own in how they navigate that as well. I think those are the big ones that come to mind. In general, when people start doing polyamory, they do so with a bunch of monogamy habits. So they have to overcome some of that. You have to get so much better at communicating clearly and openly and honestly and, saying things that may be hard to say and discussing things that are easier just to sweep under the rug. So that can definitely take practice. And I've seen people swing too far the other way as well, where it's like, okay, now I'm with one partner, but I spend so much time talking about the other partner and what's going on there or what's going on with my partner's partners that I forget that it's like, hey, but right now it's just the two of us and we can really be enjoying that time without always kind of, feeling like we're juggling and trying to manage all of the things. Finally, become good with Google Calendar or whatever your organizational system is. You've just got to you've got to schedule well and you've got to be consistent. When you tell people you're going to be there at a certain time, you're going to do something for a certain length of time, you got to follow through with that, because when you leave partners guessing and feeling maybe underappreciated or underprioritized, it just leads to a lot of issues. So become very good at doing what you say you'll do and just, organizing your life accordingly. Those are some of the things that come to mind. I really appreciate the question. Relationships are tough, however you do them, as I always say. But if you are just starting to adventure into a polyamorous situation, those may be a few things to be on the lookout for. So thank you so much for asking that. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I will see you back here next time.